Russia has yet to walk back its threats made overnight against America after a U.S. fighter jet shot down a Syrian warplane. Russia warning that it will now treat U.S. coalition aircraft that are flying over Syria as, quote, targets. But U.S. pilots operating in the region won't hesitate to defend themselves from any threats, according to a Pentagon spokesperson. Just why is Russia making such menacing threats, and will the two parties be able to at least keep some communication forms going before shots are fired and it gets worse? We bring in Fox News military analyst and retired U.S. Navy Captain Chuck Nash. Let me read the direct threat that came from Russia. All flying objects, including planes and drones of the international coalition, that of course includes the U.S., anything detected west of the Euphrates will be followed by Russian air defense systems and will be considered targets. What is this? Do you think that that's just words, or is there more than a paper tiger between Putin's threat and what actions could be taken?
Well, I think the Russians had to do something, Liz, because we just shot down one of their allies, the Syrian regime's aircraft. And they're going to make a bold statement like that. Are they going to watch our aircraft west of the Euphrates? Yes, they're already doing that. Now, what's going to be different is if they go to a target tracking mode and illuminate a U.S. aircraft with a fire control radar, that could be considered a hostile act. And then you fall back on your rules of engagement. Now, we've got systems that can tell the pilots and the air crew when they're being targeted. We can tell when we're just merely being looked at. So all of these things will flow in, and I'm sure that the senior leadership has given our folks updated rules of engagement to deal with this situation.
Let me just get something clear, because you understand the rules of engagement. Russia's calling the shooting down of this aircraft a, quote, flagrant violation of international law. Was it? I mean, they let them know through lines of communication that the Navy was about to do this.
Liz, this president does not draw red lines, okay? You'll find out where the red line is as soon as you cross it, and then you're going to probably remember it a lot better than just an empty threat. Here's what happened. An F-15 shot down a drone a little while back that was dropping ordnance on or near U.S. coalition forces. That should have been the warning. That's the red line. So they come back this time with a manned aircraft dropping bombs on coalition or allied forces. And what happens? Same thing. You get the point? And that's what Putin has to understand. That's what he has to tell his guys. There's a red line there. Do not cross it.
Amen. And I love how Russia's questioning us on territorial integrity. I mean, that's almost laughable, as they stole a chunk of Crimea, which was part of Ukraine. When such steps like the shooting down of that Syrian plane are taken, is the president asked in advance to approve? Is he made aware of what might happen?
I think what happens is that those rules of engagement were in place. And the other thing is, you never give up the right to self-defense. And in this case, it's collective self-defense, because the troops that were being attacked by the Syrians are guys on our side that we're supporting. So they're allied in this fight.
And the Syrian pilot was killed. As a retired Navy captain, I do need to ask you about the USS Fitzgerald, which collided with a Japanese cargo ship that was flying under a Philippines flag. Everybody is wondering, it's tragic. 7 sailors were killed. And that bigger cargo plane, the bigger cargo boat, the ship was actually, it never stopped.
No.
But people are asking, even though it happened in the middle of the night, aren't there things like radar that are equipped on a naval destroyer or watchmen overnight?
They have radar, but radar, you can lose the radar picture. You can lose the idea of what it is you're looking at. This happened at conflicting reports, 1:30, 2:30 in the morning, very early in the morning. So how rested were the crews? Were they really well qualified on both ships? And what happened immediately prior to the collision? A lot of people are jumping to conclusion just because the left or the port side of the merchantman was damaged and the starboard or right side of the Navy ship was damaged, that it was the merchantman who had the right of way. But that's only true in a non-maneuvering situation. If the merchantman was out there maneuvering around in a crowded sea lane, the Navy ship was trying probably to avoid, but at the same time you're avoiding one in crowded sea lanes, you're becoming conflicted with others. So it was at night, it was very early in the morning, And there was a lot of maneuvering going on, so we're going to have to wait until they pull the tape, so to speak, but look at the navigation data systems and get the data.
I think you're right, because I saw that the merchant ship actually started leaving the port and then made a U-turn and came back. So maybe they were maneuvering and it wasn't
There were several
predestined.
turns in there, yes.
Yeah. Captain, it's great to see you. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, Liz.